Well, hey, leaders, good Monday to you. I'm excited to be back with another video, and especially on such a kind of strange and surreal Monday. Most of you know already that the city has issued a shelter-in-place order, and so if you've read, hopefully what you know is that means that basically all non-essential functions are shutting down as 11:59 as of 11:59 this evening. And the city's asking you to stay home unless absolutely necessary. Now, there are some things that are staying open, and we understand that, but that does have some implications for you guys, especially as CG leaders, especially you CG leaders. And so what we're asking as a church, the leadership team met this morning, and we're asking that even if you've been meeting in a group, inviting people over to your home, that at this point, in order to honor those elected officials in our city government, we're asking you to go ahead and honor that shelter-in-place order. And so we're asking our CGs specifically to move to that online format. Now, I know that some of you may not feel comfortable using that technology, and so if you have any questions or you need help signing up, feel free to call or text or email me, or you can call or text or email Emily Kelly, and we can help get you squared away. It's super simple to use, and it'll probably be a super quick conversation. In that vein, coming pretty quickly, you'll get an invite from me to a Zoom meeting next week for all CG and ABF leaders, to where we can get together and talk about some of these things. I want to know a couple of things. Number one, I want to know how you are connecting with your group and how that's been going over the course of the last week or so. And number two, just kind of want to walk you through some ways that we can use technology to stay connected to our people, because we are honestly and truly living in some very interesting times, and nobody knows how long this season is going to last, save God alone. And so for us today, I'm hoping, we ended last week with Psalm 47, so I'm wanting to start this week in Psalm 46. And here's what Psalm 46 says: that God is our refuge and our strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore we will not fear, though the earth gives way, though the mountains be moved into the heart of the sea, though its waters roar and foam, though the mountains tremble at its swelling. There is a river whose streams make glad the city of God, the holy habitation of the Most High. God is in the midst of her, and she shall not be moved. God will help her when morning dawns. The nations rage, and the kingdoms totter. He utters his voice, and the earth melts. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our fortress. Come behold the works of the Lord, how he has brought desolation on the earth. He makes wars cease to the end of the earth. He breaks the bow and shatters the spear. He burns the chariots with fire. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our fortress. And so, like the city did this morning, I'm going to encourage you leaders to take shelter. But what we know and what we understand is that the Lord is our refuge and our strength. The Lord alone is our shelter. And so I know for many of you, there may be some anxiety. We're living in difficult and uncertain economic times. We're living in difficult and uncertain political times. We are living in strange times as a nation. We don't know when we walk into work on Monday if our job is considered essential and if we'll still be there. But here's what we know: that the Lord is our refuge and our strength. He is our shelter. We don't know if the Republicans and Democrats are going to be able to come together and pass a bill that they both think that we need. But God knows, and He is our refuge. He is our strength. He is our shelter. And so we've seen now that the strength of armies isn't going to do anything here. The wisdom of governments isn't necessarily going to do anything here. We don't have anything in our own strength that we can do in this moment to make the unsurety that you feel and I feel and that many in our nation feel go away. We don't have the ability to do it. But here's what we know: that as we take shelter in the Lord, the one who is our refuge and our strength, the one who speaks and the earth melts away, that we can trust and believe that He has a plan and a purpose for us, that He's not scratching His head trying to figure all this out. He's seen all the way to the end of it. and our hope will not be shaken in these times if we take shelter in the Lord. So take shelter this week, leaders, and take hope, knowing that our God sits in the heavens and He is sovereign over all of this. Love you guys. I'll see you again tomorrow. Blessings.